Hello, 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 everybody. Hello. I am, oh, 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 oh. Stay where you are. Thought I would wait and check out what's going on for a few minutes. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Hi, Cardamancy. Hi, Debbie Fitzsimmons. Hi, Apple. Just, yeah. Now, subscribers have dropped down a little bit. Oh, well, you know, maybe, I don't know. Debbie Fitzsimmons, hello. I am back for Tuesday night. I have a couple of things on this list. Justice Breyer, will he resign? He's 82 years old. And hi, Kathy Daly. That guy, yeah. Well, look, so will he resign? So I'm going to get straight into it and have a look at Justice Breyer. Will he resign? Hi, Gail Kay. Guides of the highest truth and compassion. I don't know much about Justice Breyer, except that he's been there for a long time and he's old and there's some pressure on him to resign. So let's have a look. Hi, Gail Kay. Let's have a look at that. Will he resign? Hi, Ewart. Bubba Girl's here. Aren't you, Bubba? Cameo's here. She's sitting right down in the middle of the card mat, as per usual. So Mummy will have to lay the cards out flat. Oh, yeah. So, let's see. Justice Breyer, very elderly gentleman. There's some question as to whether or not he's going to resign. Someone has spoken to him about him resigning and opening up a seat. He's pretty apathetic about it. Not sure he's really that comfortable with it. Not sure he really wants to entertain it at the moment. What's in the bottom? The 8. Yeah, there's been quite a lot of to and froing about this on the news and stuff. A lot of communication about this. Loss and regret. He feels, I think, that if he did resign at the moment due to pressure, he would regret it. American people. Like I said, I don't know much about the man except perhaps that he's liberal. The Empress. Yeah. Authority. Well-intentioned authority. The pressure's being put on him. It's done with good intentions. Just a little bit, rough to put pressure on the man to resign. I guess they don't want another situation as they had with Justice Ginsburg, with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, where she just died at the worst possible time. She held on for as long as she could, but they don't want, I guess, if he hangs on for another few years and the Republicans get back in the driving seat, and they start all that guff. And make it difficult for like a Democratic president to get in a liberal judge and all that. So they're hoping that in encouraging him to resign, that, it's well-intentioned, but I don't think he's getting any pressure direct from the White House, but it is causing a little bit of conflict. It's certainly not proper, and he is feeling a little bit embattled. I mean, they can't force him to resign or anything. He's any discussions he's had with higher up people, it's like they've spoken to him about it. He's not a big fan of it at the moment. He understands their intentions, but he feels like it would cause a bit of, they're trying to avoid conflict. They do hope that he's going to consider it. The Emperor. Stability in the courts is really important. They are eager to avoid a replay of the last few years. But no, he's not ready to go yet. Might be a different matter early next year. But at the moment, he's not ready to go yet. And nobody will be allowed to put undue pressure on him, but they have discussed it. And, of course, it's been crept out. And, the news media are all going, they're putting pressure on him to resign. I don't think so. He, I do think that he is considering in the future resigning, but not quite yet. So I do think he will resign, but it's going to be his choosing, and it's going to be a journey to him. But when he leaves, yes, it's going to be the end of his career. It might be for health reasons. But he's a very old man, and, you know, here's that star card again. Did get the death card, which was a change, and here's the Emperor again. At the moment, there's Biden. I think Biden is more concerned with maintaining stability within the Supreme Court than pressuring an old man to leave the office so he can put in a younger, more liberal person. So he's looking at building up the stability of the courts again. And yeah, so I do see a seat opening up, and it could I possibly Breyer might go early next year, sometime next year. But at the moment, he's not really interested in being, you know, in what they're offering him to leave, you know, the talks about him leaving. He might not feel there's someone suitable in the wings yet. We'll see. So, now on Tuesday, somebody asked me, and I said I'd read on it, what's happening with these anti-everything laws? It's an interesting question. There's laws that you can't do this and you can't do that. But are they getting to a point with some of them, not all of them, some of them where it's impinging on people's freedoms? There are some laws that are really good and need to be there. But when you say the anti-everything laws, I'm not quite sure what was meant. There's a lot of laws that really clamp down on people's freedoms and all that, depending on the states. So the question I'm going to ask is there going to be a review of laws that there are the wonderful word inalienable rights, and there should not have to be laws to protect those inalienable rights. They should just be so. But unfortunately, there does have to be laws that do that. But some of these laws don't protect those rights. So it's really, really hard. So I'm going to say over the next 7-8 years, over the next 2 terms, will there be a review of laws that discriminate and suppress? So I'm going to do just a quick reading on that. Hey, sweetheart. Let's have a look, Bubba. Younger people. Let's start. Smart people. This person's a young person. They offer resources. They've got their book on. They've got their foot on books on knowledge. A review of knowledge and a review of things past. Younger people. More of the generation that are becoming more and more represented in office. It's a strange mix of there's too much autonomy in some people in some areas, and autonomy's been taken away in others, but then some of the areas where it's been taken away, it's been a bit of a mistake, but and some of the areas where it's been given, it's been a mistake. So they haven't got that balance of autonomy right. You know what? I think this is generally all over the world. People's individual autonomy should not be taken away from them, but also they should not abuse that autonomy. Hi, Christine Thomas. Hi, Sherry French. Catherine Stubbs. Hi. Investigations, changes, but restraint. Institutions. There's so much institutionalized racism and sexism and otherisms that there has to be reviewed. It has to be changed from within that institutionalized society. And in those institutions that people look to whether it's religious institutions or legal institutions, financial institutions, even those institutions of armed service and all that. You get into those institutions and you make the changes that you need to from within to them, and as those changes are made in those institutions and in those systems, they will bleed through to some of those areas where people don't like those changes. There are people out there who They want things to stay the same. They want things kept close to them because they fear change. Change will weaken them. Change will take away their power. And in some cases it will. In some cases it should. So they're hanging on to the autonomy that they have. This is interesting in this card. One of the things with the traditional Rider-Waite with the Ace of Pentacles is there's a gap in the hedge. And Lena Rodriguez indicates that in this instance, hi Angler, hi Cartomancy, indicates that that gap in the head can represent repetitive mistakes, making the same mistake. Interesting, in this card, there's a gap. There's a pathway to a gap in a wall. And to me, it brought that to mind, that if you walk down certain pathways, you're destined to make the same errors and the same mistakes. But some people are comfortable in that. A lot of laws have to be reviewed and with restraint, to look at the sharing of resources, how they're done wrong, how they're done right, how to make it more equitable, how to cut out the quid pro quo. New relationships between those institutions that people look up to, rely on, work within, have to deal with, and people outside, they have to be established and for the better. There's still conflict. There's always the people who want to keep hold of what they think makes them better and are scared to let go of any of that, and are scared to even admit that they might have a bit more, or they might be of a certain background, but that doesn't make them better than anybody else. Because if they stop believing that, you know, well, people stop believing that, but people don't believe that they're better. You know what I mean? Other people, they're scared to admit that they're the only ones who see themselves as more privileged than others. And so they will do anything, including spite conflict, to do that. Power. Unfortunately, oftentimes it takes a moment of unexpected, not always catastrophic, but unexpected disaster for changes to be made sometimes. This is such a big issue. How to change rules and laws in society in general, so that the world in general is a fair and equitable place. What they have to avoid is this sort of thing. You know, those idealists who think change only takes place through, you know, hi Maritka, through catastrophe. It's not something that can be changed in a few years. It's a generational change that has to happen. I'd love to see the world in the future as a much more fair and equitable place where people, everyone has everything they need or want. But there is a time for change coming up. There is a period of change coming, and I do think that in this instance, the catastrophe that's happened has been the virus. And there is an abundance of possibilities ahead now with changes, but it's taken some critical decisions. Sort of like, this is the time to take a step into a new cycle of society. The abundance of possibilities of what could happen with just a few little changes even. And if people stop being so afraid that voting for one little change is going to tear their whole world apart. It's there, but it's that critical mind shift that has to happen. There are going to be some high impact changes around the globe in the next few years. And there are going to be some critical decisions made. And the anti-everything movement it's not going to go anywhere. It might even get a bit smaller, but it still has to be attended to. So, yeah, and one of the ways is to review the laws that are there now that are not dealing with people who do the wrong thing, who abuse their power, who think that different is bad and different should be locked away or exterminated. You have to change people of that mindset if you can. Or different should be run out of town. Wow, that went a bit deep. Sorry, guys. I just got lost in that story, in that reading about why there needs to be institutional changes to get the laws right. Hi, Linda B. Yeah. So thank you for listening to that one. I hope people watched the Beale Cipher video I did. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Mm. Yeah, everything goes very different. Hi, Teresa Baltazar. Okay. Old Gates is still copying a metaphorical clip around the ear roll. I did a reading on him quite a long time ago, and it was I saw him being hounded out of Washington. Yeah. Family farming in the US and other countries. Let's have a look at family farming. Family farming is, as I understand, it's small farms creating crops to feed the local area. Some farms gathering together to form some sort of small cooperative as well. It's something that used to be done quite a bit. It got, hounded out by larger companies and stuff. So I thought we'll have a look at the future of family farming in the US and other countries, everywhere really. Providing food locally. There has been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment for farmers not getting enough help to keep going. More and more pressure on them to be more homogenous in what they grow. Stable material stability, comfort, and resources, and helping others with their material security. Used to be high Estelle Harrington, high human generic, used to be at the core of family values and small town values and all that. And then cities got larger and larger, and more processed food was wanted, so more of this sort of crop and more of that sort of crop. And so they got left out in the cold, and they've been left out in the cold for a long, long time. Is there help coming to, is there momentum to reintroduce family farms, local community, providing work? It's a very emotive idea in a lot of these small communities. News, there's some surprising news that could be coming. Knight of Swords. Could be some investigation, a bit of chaos coming around these things. But, it's manipulation, trying to juggle things. It's going to be investigations into some of the practices that wiped out family farms over the last 30 or 40 years, and into the manipulation, I think. And you know what? It's not just the US where this happens too. It's happened in Australia. It's happened in, Europe, all over the place. Secrets and lies and deceptions. The moon. Hidden practices, bad practices that force people to retreat and retire and force the retirement of people from the land and into jobs, and small towns are suffering as a result. It's interesting, one of the things for the Empress is action and control. The Empress can be about action and control, taking action and taking control. People out there, you might just have a small farm, but you can really, really growth and prosperity in reintroducing people and giving them a chance, low interest loans, establishment grants, things like that. It can lead to a new prosperity, especially for rural areas with small towns that have been dying out. It's sort of, it might seem like a move backward, but it's really a move forward. And it's a move that could have a really good impact. Battles have, farmers have been embattled of all sides. The huge cattle ranches and all that, they don't have to be there. The sharing of resources, fair distribution, helping, making deals to help. Everything, most countries have everything they need to re-establish an agricultural economy that can run in tandem with other economies. And there needs to be more news and documents and more communication about it. Do I see a future for it? Yes, if it's done right. New emotion and new energy around it. The first thing is to go in and help those people who are still there but are really having a tough time and just barely hanging on. Better planting and farming practices that help the soil. Now, there are going to be people in some states, some politicians, and some people who are like, no, not going to do this. It's going to cause change, causes conflict in a lot of areas, and it's going to take slow, but it will give up rewards eventually in the end. People working in small groups. So small family farms working in small groups outside of rural towns to help feed the local area, bring back harvest festivals, bring back this, bring back that. There is some future there. I do see that there can be a future in family farming across America, across the globe, really, if it's done right. And there are ways and means, and there are some reviews, I think, happening there. I think Biden's going to get a very good agricultural secretary in. And I think a lot of other countries have to review what's missing from our stores, what's missing from this, that, the other. Okay. But, oh. Got this whole list of things here. Matt Gates, DeSantis, Pacific Rim Size, Stone Bannon. Hate crimes. Is there going to be a decrease in hate crimes? What is happening with hate crimes? The Hermit. The hate crimes that are happening are just, honestly, shining a light on a problem that has been there for a long time. And Trump gave these people permission to come out from under their rocks, from wherever they've been, keeping their opinions to themselves. I think there are a lot of people out there who, since Trump came in, when Trump came in and after he was in for a little while, they have friends and neighbours that started talking and coming out with some pretty vile stuff. And these people are like, I never knew that so-and-so thought this way. And the fact is that Trump emboldened them to come out with their opinions. And, yeah. Justice. The perpetrators of these crimes, there will be justice. There will be new laws. This is justice, new laws. There will be new laws. There will be new sentences. I think there will be going to be a few old things being reviewed that weren't initially written down as hate crimes, but now will be. Yeah, there's going to be new boundaries set. And new defences in the form of laws and stuff. So there's going to be new boundaries set. There's going to be support for clarity. Now, this is the card of confusion. It's been gotten to the point where, oh, what constitutes a hate crime? Is this a hate crime? Is that a hate crime? There's going to be more clarity, and it's going to be made a lot simpler, the terms and the definitions of a hate crime. And a lot of the stuff that people find confusing in the legal sense, like the police or, you know, where people out in the street are saying, come on, this is a hate crime, but the legal definition of what happened didn't fit it because there was too much cloudiness around this, that, or the other, so they couldn't make it stick. There's going to be support for clearing up that cloudiness. More prosecutions and clearer prosecutions. Lots more communication. Legacy, new energy into investigations, and yeah, different techniques. There's going to be prosecutions. I feel like there's going to be a new momentum between prosecuting hate crimes. They're never going to disappear. There are always going to be people who hate others for being different and who will abuse their personal strengths and the loyalties of others to do and use that to do wrong. There are always going to be those who, with money, who want to destabilise things, so corruption and destabilisation. But there are new strategies being worked on, and they will come into play with hate crime. As with everything else, things are not going to happen overnight. But families who have not previously seen justice, or who knew that what was done to their son or their daughter, or their family member was spurred purely by hate of who they were or what they represented, or hate of what they represented. I think there'll be some new clarity, and some of those families will finally get justice. So there are new strategies that are going to come in to hate crime. I can't say there's going to be a decrease at the moment. I'd love to, but as with everything that's been neglected for a long time, revisal and review is going to start happening. And if it happens in one country, it can happen in another, and then another, and then another. Has anybody got any questions? Anyone got any questions? No? They're not calming down. Hi, Flora. How are you? Hi, Harry's mum. I have not seen your name in quite a long time. Welcome back. It's so nice to see you. Well, what have I read on already? I just did a reading on hate crimes. Are they going to settle down? No, but there's going to be a review of the way they're looked at and treated. I've done a reading on the future of family farms, on things will get better with them. Oh, what else did I do? I looked at generally anti-everything legislation, I suppose. Looked at legislation in general about people's inalienable rights and what has to change with the legislation and how it's got to change for the systematic racism and sexism and everyism to be removed. You know, what has to be done. Yeah, and I did a quick reading on Justice Breyer. I'm fine, Flora. I had a great Easter. Thank you. I hope you did too. About Biden's dog Major. Are they the same dog? Oh, my goodness. No, I don't think they're the same dog, a reincarnated dog. But I do feel like they have the same sort of protective spirit. And Major's not as bad as people are making him out to be. The story was he got sent home back to Delaware because he bit one of the Secret Service guys or something. That's not the case at all. He and Champ were sent home because when the First Lady is at the White House, she is basically their primary caregiver. She looks after them and stuff. And she was away on a trip. So Major and Champ were sent home, not providing people, but because Mum was not there to give them as much attention as they needed. So they went home to stay with Granny or Auntie or Uncle or something like that. They went back to Delaware, and when the First Lady came back from the trip she was on, they went back to Mum. So that's pretty much. But no, they're not the same dog, but very much kindred spirits, I suppose. Well, I'm quite sure he didn't want to be at the bloody garden party. Yeah, is Governor DeSantis involved in Matt Gates's scandal in some way? Is Ron DeSantis involved in some way in the Matt Gates Paul Greenberg scandal? Let's go, yes or no? Or possibly. This is an institutional scandal within the Republican Party in Florida, I think. This is a yes. Hi, Beatrice Harrison. He was definitely involved in some way in strategy planning, something. He was involved in some way in the whole organisation of the thing. He definitely abused his position of power. It definitely in Florida, in the Republican Party in Florida, entertainment purposes, only YouTube, it's definitely institutionalized. So he's part of it. Look at this, carousing, drinking, overindulging. The circles, there's a circle of them. They have really put themselves in a vulnerable position. This should be reversed in my mind. That they are all in a very vulnerable position. He is in a vulnerable position. Is he involved? That's a big yes card. Yes, yes, maybe, yes. Maybe, yes. Oh, yeah, there's lots of hidden secrets happening here. This was a well-funded operation, and it is. I think this person at the centre of it, this young woman, is going to talk. And was DeSantis involved? Yes, I think he was. Matt Gaetz. Is Matt Gaetz going to jail? Don't like reading on open cases on a presumption of guilt. Let's see. Definitely facing indictment. Will Matt Gaetz end up in jail? We won't say on what, just we'll ask the general question. Hi, Deborah Costro. The sun, yes. Exposure as well. 9 of Cups, yes. Queen of Pentacles. Here's this funding again. 7 of Wands. He is definitely going to have to stand in defense of himself. 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. What? 9 in the general reign thing. Interesting. We get a 9 on top of a 9. Nines, completion. 3 multiplied by 3 equals 9, and 3 is the creative number. 9 is associated with extraordinary creativity. The number 9 is also associated with a reward. But 9 of Pentacles is also about autonomy, and it can be about abuse of power. So they've been rewarding themselves and abusing their position to reward themselves. Oh, aren't we such good boys? 10 of Wands. This is a burden that is going to, yeah, he's going to be facing quite a burden. 5 of Wands. He's going to fight it, conflict it. 4 of Swords. resting. Seven of Swords, not able to escape the legal consequences of his actions. And retirement into the background, even forced retirement, forced retreat even. Yeah, I think he could be headed for jail in the fullness of time. Is he going to have to resign? He was talking about resigning apparently because he had some big media opportunity that was offered to him. Well, I don't think so. Is he going to resign? Hi, Edna May. Hi, Travels. Oh, 45 flags are starting to reappear. Is something going on? 45 flags stud. He's encouraging people to put out the flags to ramp up support. Knight of Wands. He's getting ready to go on a charm offensive. Ew. King of Cups. Yeah, he's going to get out there. He's going to use some form of media to try and get his message out and do down Biden and say Biden's causing people to die. And there's a spike in numbers again. But, you know, that's not surprising given some idiot governors to not close the states down properly. Page of Pentacles. Messaging about money. He's going to start begging for money soon. The Moon, secrets, lies, deceptions. He's got to start trying to charm his way out of the trouble that's ahead of him. This can also be hidden obstacles. The Star. He's not liking that Joe Biden is becoming a star in many people's eyes. So he's encouraging people to put out the 45 flags again. 8 of Cups. There's something about the 8 of Cups in some decks that it can be about bearing witness. Gonna bear witness. 8 of Cups. He feels that people are forgetting him and turning their back on him. So he's trying to rev it up again. Is he going to try something? Probably. Knight of Swords. Yeah, he's going to try and create some chaos, get his name back out there in the media. Yeah, he's definitely going to try and cause some disruption. And he's repeating same mistakes. He's repeating the same mistakes over. Repetitious behavior here with the Devil. 4 of Swords. Yeah, he feels like he's regathered strength to go out there and hit things, you know, and hit the road again and start causing problems. Yeah. It's also mainly about raising money to help him into calmer waters. 10 of Pentacles. His family's money is in jeopardy. because those repeated mistakes coming back. Seven of Pentacles, reap what you sow. Yeah, he's yeah, it's about raising money. It's all about raising money. The flag's coming out again, and he's going to be trying to create chaos, and but he's digging back into his old bag of tricks. But the thing is, people are knowing his old bag of tricks, and he doesn't have new ones. So yeah, I don't know that Biden's hogging all the vaccines. There was no stockpile of vaccines. There will be more vaccines eventually, but there's 320 million people in the US. And there's lots of vaccine manufacturers over in Europe as well. Novavax, Pfizer, you know, there are others. And I mean, all our vaccine hopes are, yeah. Hi, Michelle, my belle. Okay. Yeah, so it's all the 45 flags coming out. It's Trump getting ready to stir up more chaos and trouble. Will he be successful? Let's have a look. How is Hunter Biden's case coming along? I don't know much about it, but I do know it's something about taxes. He was a bit foolish with his money. He's going, yeah, he is going to, I think he's going to lose the tax case and have to pay some money, but he's not going to go to jail or anything. It's more like fines. So he's going to have to pay up some fines, suspension, Ace of Swords. Yeah, everything will come out in the wash. I do think he's going to have to pay back some money in for a loss there, which is a loss of the case, but not as bad a loss as it could have been. Sometimes I read the hangman as a suspended sentence, but I don't even get that. I think it's more like he might lose a property or something. Might have to sell a property or something. He'll have to pay some fines, I think. But no, I don't think they'll discover anything criminal, just negligent. But he is going to suffer some losses from it, some financial losses, but nothing that's going to ruin him or anything. But just, yeah, he's going to have to be a much more careful boy in future. Hi, Clarence. Hi, Maureen Ho. How? Maureen Ho. How? Is it how or ho? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, is Trump going to be successful in kicking up some trouble? Two of Pentacles. He's going to try and manipulate something. Two of Wands. Eight of Wands. Two twos in a row. Let's have a look. Opposites. He's still trying to convince people. He's going to go back out and still try and convince people that he didn't lose, that he is the rightful, real president. He's going to try and communicate a lot of that. High Priestess. Yeah. He's going to face justice. He thinks he has the perfect strategy to escape justice, but he doesn't. Things are going to happen to him a lot quicker than he's expecting. He is going to get an offer he doesn't want. Going to be several, at least 3 indictments coming up soon, I think, for group work. Yeah, he's going to face justice. Assessment and detail and hard work is ahead of him to keep out of jail. The truth's going to come out. Yeah, his schemes aren't going to work, but he's going to try and get other people to pay for his legal problems. Knight of Cups, going to get an offer, and there's a 4 of Cups in there too. Yes, there is. So an offer he doesn't want. And Page of Cups, surprising news. He's going to be really surprised when it does come at him. That could even be 8 indictments. There's 2 8s there. Completion and success. Completion of. Okay. I think that there are a couple of DAs and state attorneys who are ready to indict. I think he's got at least, I said 3, but it could even be up to 8 indictments coming at him in the next couple of months. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, my darlings, I am going to leave it at that. I'll try to keep it a bit shorter on Tuesday nights now. I'll be back Thursday morning. To Trump, yeah. 8 up to anywhere from 3 to 8 indictments, I think. Will the money trail for the insurrection lead to Trump? And with the store chain. Interesting. I'll do that very quickly. He's a slippery customer. Lots of details. I do think this is the money trail. Prosecutors are looking into the money trail. Let's have a look at what's in the middle here. You know what? Possibly could be 10 of Pentacles. Members of his family, possibly, not if not directly to Trump, to some members of his family. Don Jr. There's definitely going to be a change of fortune. You see, we've got family money. there's definitely going to be a change of fortune with regard to that. Queen of Cups. Ivanka? No, she's too savvy. Lara, possibly. Three of Wands. There will be consequences for actions. The Sun, exposure, things coming to light. And one more. I'm pulling these cards at random. Oh, betrayal, 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 betrayal. Yeah, it could lead up. If not to Trump, definitely members of his family. Lara Trump is not going to have a career in politics. I think that could lead possibly to her. Anyway, my darlings, I think I will head off, get some sleep, and I'll be back again on Thursday as usual. Thank you for joining me. If you know of someone who might be interested, I don't really take much notice of my number of subscribers, but I have noticed a bit of a drop. It's a bit of a downer, really. So, yeah. So, I should maybe collaborate with some people more. I think I might be too much to collaborate with. I'm a screenhog. Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. Just been on a bit of a lower thing tonight. But, yeah, I will get some sleep. I do need sleep. My scar is playing up. So I've got a lovely scar there that goes right up under my hairline. And you can see it here. And, yeah, it's all tight. So it's been playing up. Anyway, have a good night. And with Diane. Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining me and sticking with me. Okay. I need to do some more videos. I have fun doing the videos as well. So there will be another mystery video coming out soon. I'm going to look at the wow signal next. So have fun. And I've even got a whole thing I'm planning to do on the Holy Grail. So, okay. Love you all. Stay safe, stay strong, stay loving, and stay healthy. Okay. Bye-bye.